English. So, in a hard copy I sent to Atlanta, my son, to act like an English teacher, to correct it, send me back the hard copy, and I put it in the computer, and he did. And if you want to see it, this is the result of the first page, just for the fun of it. You can see it, but it's full of red. It's all totally useless. That's the point. So anyway, he was nice. He was the first junior member ever in the club. The predecessor of this club, which was Greater Boston Soaring Council, which I joined as a I don't know why, but a student license, and I joined this club as a board of directors, and I was the so-called operator officer. We run it with my two junior members. We make sure the clubs, the planes are ready, and at night we have to tie it down. So, but I pushed through the junior membership, so I benefited because my two sons soloed under this Greater Boston Soaring Council, the predecessor of this club. The three people, two people, Dr. Segarra was a very enthusiastic glider pilot. He was a little cuckoo, but he's a nice guy. And Stephen Peter Nanitz, who is, by the way, his name is on the present history of the club. In fact, just a side story, he's in Peter Arnitz. No, he was Stephen Peter Arnitz, but they put him in Peter Arnitz. That's just a little side stuff. He was a Hungarian guy who was an instructor, a very experienced pilot. He already had 3 diamonds on the gold badge, and at the time he instructed my two sons. But the point is, the Swede and the Spanish guy, they didn't get along. So this particular club, which was should have been under the umbrella of this semi-commercial operation to attract other gliders, and within 1 year, they broke up because these two guys couldn't get along. So I was part of it, and because of the convenience of the location, the meetings used to be in my sala, my house. The last meeting, when the decision was made, we're going to break up, we're going to put up the two gliders for sale and the bird dog, and then pay back the people who invested. I had $1,500 invested, pay back, and then the whole thing is, that's it, end, past history. So, but they were nice enough. Peter Hahn is the instructor, and Jose Segarra, they left the investment in for me if I tried to do something to reorganize this whole enterprise. Now that was pretty tough because we incorporated on the Greater Boston Soaring Club. Now, who were the officers? Segarra was the vice president, I was the vice president, and 3 machinists from the same machine shop. I recruited them to invest, and they were the officers. One was the treasurer, his wife would do the books as a favor, and the other guy was shorter than I, 300-pound, non-pilot, is a machinist, but he put money in. So, but all he wants to the meeting is we should have uniforms. So I had a problem. 3 machinists in the same company, and 1 physician, and we were incorporated as a flying club. Now, what kind of a chance we had to survive? Zero. So the thing I had to have, the money was no problem because I could sell these guys, they invested money. So we had the money. But anybody who will take us seriously, nobody. So we needed somebody who is experienced pilot and willing to anticipate, to do something as part of the club. So at the same time, at the same company when these 3 machinists was the directors of the board of directors, somebody told me is another guy is an experienced glider pilot, and he's part of the company. Who's the guy? Well, he's up in headquarters, and he's the reconnaissance cameras, lens, and mirror designers, a boss of this group. Me as a machinist with the blue coat, how I'm gonna go up there and try to convince this guy who joined us because he's a soaring pilot. So I was hesitated because not only that, but I was worried about him. He's gonna, his colleagues gonna look down on him. He's gonna couple up with 3 machinists. All right, so I was concerned. But what happened is, the following couple of weeks, I had a family picnic in Fitchburg. And somebody pointed out, hey, that's the guy, the soaring pilot. I never met this guy, all right? So I literally linked him to the chain link fence and tried to aggressively to tell and convince him to join us. I'm loyal to the other guys. The other guys, no, he didn't. So I went home from that picnic as I blew my chance, all right? The next working day, somebody comes to my shop, and he says, I'm coming from this soaring pilot, and he wants to know who's this damn Puerto Rican who's so aggressively trying to the club. This was Wayne Knapp. And I'm sorry he's not here, because I wanted to praise him because he was the savior of this club. See, I was at the birth of the club, but he was nursing the Greater Boston Baby Club from the incubator. That's how I was put it, because he was essentially very, very important for this club. So he joined the club within a couple of weeks after this, and then immediately he went for instructor, and he became an instructor. So under his leadership in president, 3 years later, he is a president, we went to renegotiate the bank with Bay Bank. And Dr. Segarra, myself, and Wayne. We didn't talk to any loan officers, we talked to the president of Bay Bank. And so the selling point was, this guy had absolutely no idea what flying is all about, or soaring is all about, glide is all about. So their selling point was, we are actually not like a chess club or a ping pong club or whatever. We are actually issuing licenses for the federal government as a pilot license. So that's the guy, the president gave us the money. So we paid back all the investors, including myself, and then we started with the new slate of entirely new with Greater Boston Soaring Club. So I just wanted to praise Wayne because he was really a very major part of this thing, and he's refused to come. So he's a sissy, in my opinion. I was kind of pissed because I was planning, which I was making, I was right in front of him, because he is really was the savior of this club. Because don't forget, those days, the instructors and the tow pilots, they were not assigned for a day or for a part of the day, a morning or midday or whatever. You worked from a morning to night as a tow pilot and instructor. So Wayne was doing that every day, and he was really I don't think we could have actually survived in the first year without him. That's it.